Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's been a really long time since I filmed something. I know it's been like 2 months. I checked my YouTube channel and that's because, first of all, I haven't bought anything in a while just because I wanted to try out the skincare I bought in the last video. What was my last video? Sorry, I can't remember anymore. Okay, but pretty much I didn't buy anything for like a month. Also in the month of September, it was really hot where I'm living, and I'm telling you guys, it was like average like high 90s, 100-degree Fahrenheit, and pretty much I don't want to film with a fan on, so that's pretty much impossible to film when it's that hot in this room. And for my other excuse, I was really having a tough time with my skin in the past month or so. Like, I was having these huge breakouts on my chin. I really didn't want to be on camera. I'm telling you guys right here, I have it covered up with lots of makeup right now, but over here it's pretty much full of redness and scarring. But luckily for me, in the past 2 weeks or so, my breakouts have gotten a lot better, and that's kind of because of something I recently bought and some habits I've changed. So I might talk a bit about that in this video, but I do have like a separate video planned for that. So that's it for the intro. Let me just show you guys what I bought recently in the months of September and October, and I guess I'll just call this my autumn haul. So for this haul, I decided to go with Jolse, which is another K-beauty website. And I have used it before in the past, but I just tend to lean towards Style Korean more just because I like the deals they have. I would say both websites have their pros and cons. Like Style Korean, I love the deals a lot, but it's just that their free shipping requirement is $80, while Jose is like 40 bucks. But it's kind of like for Jose, the pricing is kind of a bit too high for me, so it's like kind of balanced out when I compare those two websites. This time I just found a lot more interesting stuff on sale on jolse.com just because September was Chuseok, so this haul is actually a combination of two orders. One was more skincare and the other one had like more makeup. So September 8th I placed the order, and that was during the Chuseok sale. And then my second order was on September 22nd, so that's why I'm filming this video right now. I just received it this week. Actually, I wasn't gonna film a video based on the first order I made back in early September just because it really wasn't that much to talk about. But I surprised myself by doing a second order just because Jolse just had to add the new makeup releases from Korean brands, and I just wanted to try them so badly. And also they had some really good deals in that week, so I caved in. I know normally with my haul videos I usually do skincare first and then makeup, but this time I'm just gonna switch it around just because I want to have makeup on for the whole video. So the first makeup product I want to talk about is the popular AMUSE Dew Lip Tint. And this is actually the full size. So my reason for buying this is because it's a really popular lip tint these days, and if you recall from my last video, I received this as a sample for spending a certain amount on Style Korean, and then in my video I was kind of like dismissive of it. I was like, oh yeah, it's just like an ordinary lip tint gloss, it's not worth your money probably. Like, I wouldn't buy it again. I'm not sure why I was so mean about this lip tint. Probably just because I didn't want to love it so much that I ended up collecting a lot more colors. Because I did mention in my last video that it's a pretty pricey lip tint. So I was probably trying to convince myself that it was an average lip tint, like no need to buy more. But I proved myself wrong because after that video, I was wearing this a lot. And I realized that there's actually quite a big difference between this and the other lip tints I own. Like, I use this sample size so much that I can kind of see the casing already inside, so I'll be really sad when this finally runs out. But pretty much after wearing it for like at least a week, I realized how much I love this formula. Like, the gloss just stays on so long, even like after eating and drinking. Okay, well, maybe not that long, but compared to my other lip tints, I really like the glossy finish. And also the tint staying power, it was really strong too. But what's also good about this dew tint is that it is like pretty much the week I made my second Jolse purchase, this was on like a massive discount only for $10, so I got my friends into buying it too, just because this is normally like right now it's at $15, but then on other sites this could go for like 20, 25, so like $10 was a really good deal. For the AMUSE Dew Tint, there's currently 14 colors available, and I went with number 13, which is called Dew Boksoonga. According to the description, it's described as a juicy, dewy peach color for neutral tones. So I'll show you guys a swatch right now on my hand. Here's how it looks. It's really thin in texture. It's also kind of sheer too. But the good thing about this tint is that you can layer on at least like twice without looking too like cakey on the lips. But this is how 13 looks like on my lips, and it's really natural looking, which is what I was aiming for. And as you can see, this is just the first layer of application. It's really pretty glossy. I hope it showed properly on camera, but in person it's just the right amount of shine and gloss. So overall, I retract everything I said in my last video about this AMUSE Dude Tint. I was just being a meanie for no reason. I really love this lip tint and I would highly recommend it for anyone, but I would still say to not buy it for more than $15. Like 20 might be stretching it a bit, but I think that it's pretty much worth the $20 price now, just because I love the finish and the lasting power. I did just say I'm afraid I'll end up spending more money to collect more colors, but actually when I look at the line, it kind of took me a while to decide like which shade I wanted, just because out of the 14, a lot of them are kind of like vibrant or orange toned. So pretty much this is like the only one I kind of really wanted to own the most. So if you're a warm tone person, you'll probably like a lot of the shades that from this line, but if you're a cold tone person, you might not find so many shades appealing to you. But I think that 13 is pretty good for like warm and cool people. Next item I have from Jolse is something that was recently released by Roman in their previous collection, which is called the Milky collection, I believe, and it is their nail polish. And this new shade is called Misty Way. I don't really know much about nail polish and stuff because my collection is pretty small compared to my friend who like collects a lot and has like all those tools and accessories, but pretty much I bought this with her just because it was on sale at the time, like for $5. And I was told by my friend that this is a gel type of nail polish, so that's something I've never owned before. And I guess I can show you guys how it looks like on my nails, like the first application, and then with 2 layers. As you can see in this footage, it's a really sheer color that's just like a slight tint of blue, but in the light you can see all the sparkles. So if you're looking for a nail polish color that's just a subtle, natural bluish tint to your nails, then this is good for you. And the last makeup item I have to show is something that was recently released from Peripera for their fall-winter collection, and that is the new addition to Peripera's Simplane eye palette in the shade Knitting Coral. Just reading the description in the back, it's a shadow palette that adds a layer of taste to basic colors. So here's how the palette and its case looks like. I really like that the Simplane line has like this rounded curve to set it apart from other makeup products. I was actually aware of this makeup line from Peripera when I first saw it on Instagram, but my first impression was that it's a bit too like basic or neutral for my taste, so I personally wouldn't have bought it. Like the first 2 shades, they're just a bit too like on the nose for like how simple and natural and muted they are, which is like the trend in Korea right now. It's also kind of funny because this Simplane line has been around for several months now in Korea, but it actually didn't arrive to Jolse until like recently in September. So I finally decided that it was time to try it, and just because I liked the way that this palette looked, and it was advertised as like a new fall winter collection. As you can see, this palette, it has like, hey, let me just open it for you guys. The palette, there's like, it's supposed to be like a knit theme, so that's why it has like this knit embossing and this cute little pattern over here for this glitter. So the color story of this warm tone eyeshadow palette might be a bit boring and repetitive when it comes to Korean brands, but you know, like if they're gonna release like the same stuff over and over again, if I'm impressed by the packaging and the presentation, then I'll be more inclined to buy it. I also bought this palette because it would be the first eyeshadow product from Peripera I would own, so I'm really excited to try it out. So these are the swatches of each eyeshadow from lightest to darkest on my arm, and the swatches for the matte eyeshadows were really smooth. I was actually most interested in this shade up here called Tufting Coral, just because with the glitter you can see this greenish diamond. So when I swatched it, I thought that there'd be some mix of green, but actually when I look at it, I can barely see it at all. I did see in other videos from Korean YouTubers that this green thing will eventually fade away, so maybe it's just merely like decoration, but I'll see how that goes over time. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm just gonna do a quick eyeshadow look off screen and do the rest of my eye makeup and come back and tell you guys what I think. So here's the completed eyeshadow look using this palette, and I really like how the shades look like with my skin tone. In general, I really like Korean eyeshadow palettes that have everything you need. So what I mean by that is just like a base shade and then like your main shades and then glitters and shimmers and then just one dark shade for underlining. Like I said earlier, this is a really good palette for warm tone people, and with this look, I'm really feeling the fall vibes right now. I pretty much use every shade from this palette on my eyes, but one thing I forgot to do is something I saw from a Korean YouTuber, and that is using this rose coral shade for blush. So this is how the shade Sleepless looks like as a blush, and I might put on a bit too much just for the camera. So it's a really nice natural looking flush on the cheeks. So that's a really good tip to pick up from Korean YouTubers. Alright, and that was all I had to say for the makeup portion of this section, so moving on to skincare I bought. Once again, I wrote notes down for each product I bought just so I don't miss anything, so forgive me if I'm looking down. The first thing I bought was this B-Lab Matcha Hydrating Foam Cleanser. The reason why I bought this cleanser is because I think it was on a time deal when I was shopping around that time. And I also used this as a sample before and I remember liking it. So I thought to myself, why not just try the full size? And also, I'm running out of this cleanser. As you can see, like it's almost used up. The Mary and May Hotunya Cordata Tea Tree Cleansing Foam. And I've been pretty much using this like 2 times a day since June, which is when I first showed this on camera. And overall, I liked it. You know, I just want to try something else now. I also believe this cleanser is pretty popular among K-beauty fans. So what this is, it's a low pH gentle moisturizing cleanser. And it's full of matcha and green tea leaf extract, which is like a strong antioxidant. It's also really good for acne-prone skin people like me, and also dry and oily combination skin types. So matcha really helps with deeply cleansing the skin. It's also antibacterial and anti-inflammatory and helps fight like the acne-causing bacteria. This cleansing foam also claims to not dry out your skin after usage because it contains polyols and fructans, which is like a natural hyaluronic acid. And I've used this, like I said before, I've used this like as a sample and once today before this video, and I can attest to that. Like it did, just like the Mary and May cleansing foam, it didn't feel drying at all after using it. I already know I like this cleanser, so I'm looking forward to using this in the future. And the next skincare items I have is something from a brand that's recently been trending, probably like for years already. I'm just late to the game, and that is the brand Numbuzin. Numbuzin is a pretty popular brand among skincare YouTube. I've seen lots of like sponsored content as well. In my personal opinion, Numbuzin is actually a pretty expensive brand, so like a bit above the average price I would normally pay. So that's why I really jumped onto the opportunity when I saw this sold as a set on Jolse for like, I don't remember anymore, was it $37? I just went back and checked, and yeah, I did get this set for $37. Right now, it's still $37 on Jolse.com, and individually, I guess when you buy these separately, it's still gonna be around $37 just because of the set discount the website has. But if you buy this separately, like on Amazon, like this is $22 and this is $25. So you're like saving a bit more when you buy on Jolse. This Numbuzin number 3 line set includes the, what's it called? Numbuzin Super Glowing Essence Toner, and this is the number 3 Skin Softening Serum. These two products are pretty much Numbuzin's like best sellers, and that's because they're both full of like fermented ingredients. I believe the big part of these products is that it contains the same, or I think more, fermented ingredients than like really high-end luxury brands. So it's marketed as like the cheaper, more affordable version compared to those. And according to the brand, these fermented ingredients within the number 3 line is really good for improving the skin tone and texture by strengthening the skin. So it's really good for people who have problems, like skin problems that's like dullness or like loss of radiance or like dehydration. I was pretty much just intrigued by this skincare line because of its claims of improving skin texture and tone. Just because like I've been experimenting a lot with my skin, especially with like acne fighting ingredients, so like those tend to be a bit stripping and drying on the skin. So I thought that maybe I should try like doing the opposite and like actually looking for stuff that will help like improve my skin barrier and stuff like that, especially like from the inside. So this super glowing essence, I kind of use it as a toner and essence at the same time. So here's how the product looks like. As you can see, it's pretty thick compared to like other essences and viscous, but it doesn't take that long to absorb into the skin. There's also some comments from people about the smell being a bit too much for them, but I actually don't mind it at all. I don't know, to me it smells more like fruity than like fermented. I don't know how to describe it. It's more like, it's kind of like citrusy in a way. And here's how the serum looks like. So it's pretty much just like the same properties and functions of the toner essence. It's just that it contains a lot less ingredients. So it's mostly just concentrated with something called like bifida and galactomyces, which are also fermenting ingredients. I was really excited to use these two products together when I received it in the mail to get like the best results, but unfortunately I didn't have the time to try it as consistently just because like I only had like 3 or 4 days max to try out these products until something happened to my skin, and that is because of the next thing I'm gonna be talking about, which is the number 2 uh, Miracle Trouble Care Double Kit. Before I talk more about this product, I have to say that when I did have like the 4 days of using that toner and serum together, my skin didn't react badly at all. So I assumed that if I just kept using it, then I would start seeing results. But like I said, 4 days is a bit too short of a window to actually get any real results. Like I pretty much, because these products are kind of heavier, I only used it like at nighttime. So I only had like 4 nights of usage. So I hope in the future when my skin stabilizes, which is like it's starting to get there, I can properly use these products and see how they work on my skin. All right, so this is the Numbuzin number 2. I keep forgetting the name. Oh my god, Miracle Trouble Care Double Kit, and it's pretty much, it comes with this ampule and like two sheets of patches, and they just like look like this, like your ordinary hydrocolloid patches, just with like a bit more ingredients than other kinds. I got this set for $16, which is slightly cheaper than the Amazon price. But to me, this is still a bit too pricey for like a spot treatment. And so how this connects to my story of the number 3 line is that I use this. Okay, listen, so I use this spot treatment not really knowing much about what it actually was, just because its description from the brand itself is pretty vague. It just says it helps with swelling and stuff. So I didn't really deeply look into exactly what was inside this ampule spot treatment. So after using it the night later, I was met with a big surprise. And by that, I mean like I broke out a lot. And this is actually after like my skin was doing pretty well, like after my period finished. And then for like days, I had like no whiteheads popping out until I used this. So I pretty much learned the hard way what this spot treatment really was, and it is pretty much like a exfoliating actives treatment. Like this will really exfoliate your skin, because after looking through the ingredients list, which I'll put here on the screen, it contains like PHAs, AHAs, and BHAs, which, you know, like to be fair, they didn't like advertise that at all. You have like, they just assume you would know like those ingredients they list in the description, but pretty much the official description and pictures for this product is, like, did not mention at all that this would be full of actives that exfoliate your skin and could be not so good for people with sensitive skin. So I also didn't see any mentions of that in the review, so I thought that this would just be like your ordinary like soothing, calming spot treatment. So after breaking out tons of painful whiteheads on my chin area where I used this treatment, I found out that this was most likely purging. So I don't want to get too deep into like the results I got from this product, because I'm planning to do a separate video in itself just about this and how like my skin dealt with it. Although I used it for 7 days already, I did definitely see like a difference in my skin, like down here. Like this product took me on a roller coaster ride. I was really surprised to see my skin having like a purging stage from this product alone, just because the BHA and AHAs listed in the ingredients were like pretty low on the bottom. So pretty much a short TLDR on my experience with this product. For at least the past week, my skin went through like a roller coaster ride when it came to like a bunch of whiteheads and stuff. And I'm planning to go more in depth and showing results in a separate video. But pretty much, if you buy this product, please be careful. This can cause skin purging. It's full of actives, which I was not aware of when I was buying it, because I pretty much bought it on a whim. So it's like a lesson, like please be careful when you're buying stuff and do like your research. So because this spot treatment alone was making my skin go through a purging stage, I read online that for like skincare routines while purging, you should go with like the really basics. So I pretty much had to like go to the really safe products I own, which is just like a hydrating toner and hydrating moisturizer. So I thought that it would definitely not be a good idea to introduce these new fermented ingredients while I was purging from this spot treatment. So after using this for more than 7 days, I can kind of see why they put the word miracle in its name, just because my skin has never been through like such a roller coaster in its life. Like I have like the Cosrx BHA power liquid, and that does not make me purge so much compared to like what this thing did to my skin within 1 week. The purging stage was pretty painful. I had like 3 days of like really nasty whiteheads, and then eventually did go away. Like they do say about skin purging, you will have to like suffer a bit just for like your skin to improve better. So I guess the speed in which this spot treatment drastically changed my skin within 7 days is what makes it such a miracle. I'm not sure if I would really want to recommend this to people, just because I was personally unaware of like the exfoliating effects this would have on my breakout areas. So I don't know. Like in the end, my skin does feel a bit better after going through all that nasty purging, but I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted about this product, so that's why I want to keep using this until I can get a better understanding and thoughts about it before actually recommending it to people. I'm not sure when I'll have the in-depth video about this spot treatment out, just because I'm pretty lazy when it comes to filming videos, but I really do want to show you guys like the experience my skin went through using this spot treatment, just because I've been documenting it since the progress from like day 1 till now. So it's currently my 2nd week of using this, so maybe when I get when I get more results and I can like conclude if I like it or not, then I'll definitely like make that video, because I do want people to know about this Numbuzin #2 spot treatment product, just because there aren't that really many in-depth videos or reviews about this, so I want to be the first one. And that was everything I had to show you guys from my recent Jolse haul for autumn. And I have to say that these products, like, they definitely did surprise me in so many ways, and I'm still looking forward to trying out stuff in the long run. So as always, if you guys like this video, don't forget to comment, like leave a like, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.